And we're off and running. Okay, Dennis Young here, podcast number 21 here, Primitive Substance Channel. I'm glad everybody's here, and my special guest, Jan here, Hurling, and nice seeing you, Jan.
Huling. No R in
Huling,
there.
sorry, no, Huling.
That's okay.
So anyway, let's hear about your story, how you got involved with art and all the amazing things that you do.
Well, I always knew I wanted to be an artist, and I was a commercial artist
Oh, okay.
for 1,000 years, and I designed a little bit of everything from ribbon and textiles to dinnerware and ornaments and you
Wow.
name it. Which was great. It was really fun. I loved doing it. It was pretty easy for me,
Right.
and I met great people and had a good time. I never, I never thought that I would be a fine artist. I mean, a commercial artist was that's what I wanted,
Okay.
and so that's what I was for a long time. And then I started beading. My sister is a nut, and she
Okay.
came she came up to visit me in about 2001, I think,
Okay.
and she had some Pez dispensers that she had
Oh,
beaded,
okay. How
and
about that?
I thought it was the funniest, cutest thing in the world.
Huh.
I just fell in love with them, and so I wanted to do it too. And so I beaded a kazoo because it's nice and small,
Right.
and uh, and it came out really cute. So I did another kazoo, and then I did a box to put a kazoo in,
Wow.
and then a shelf to put the box on. It just kind
Okay.
of grew.
Wow.
And in 1980, I decided. I'm sorry, 2008.
Right.
I decided to quit my day job and just do this full time.
How about that?
So yeah, and it has worked out nicely for me.
And you're able to make a living doing this, right? I mean, are these special orders or do they just
Some are special orders. I have a couple of galleries. One in Asbury
oh,
Park called
okay.
Parlor Gallery, which is a beautiful place, and one in St. Louis called the Duane Reade Gallery. No relation
Oh, okay.
to the drugstore. Um, and it's a beautiful gallery. And so they kind of take my work around, to the different festivals and shows.
Yes.
And yeah, that's what I do. So right now I have a solo show at the Morris Museum in Morristown, New Jersey.
Oh, I know that place very well. Are you doing it now, the
Beautiful
show?
museum.
I
Yeah,
know it.
yeah.
I'm going to go see that because I
Oh,
love that
please
museum.
do.
I
Oh,
love that
great.
museum.
It's up through May 26th.
Okay.
So yeah, do get
Uh,
by.
yeah, that's
It's a nice show. It's a really nice show.
they do some really nice things there. I mean, they had this amazing, it looks like sticks. I don't know. They had like these different stick. This guy
Wow.
did and developed all these like buildings. I don't know what kind of sticks he was
Oh,
using.
cool.
Yeah, it was really great. I mean, so I
You,
tried art for a little bit. See one of my
oh,
paintings in the
really?
back,
Oh,
but
cool.
for about 10 years, and then it's just a tough business to get into, and you really
It
have to
is.
knock on doors and I've done a
Well,
couple of shows, but that's it.
yeah. Particularly fine art. I mean, it's one thing if you're a commercial artist and, you're providing a service.
Right.
So I was freelance for years and years and years. Um, and that was one thing. I mean, I would have dry periods, which could be scary, but for the most part, I was always working.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and then with the fine art thing, that's you know what? It's still a mystery to me.
Yeah.
I don't really understand it. I was able to get into a gallery the first time, it was a remarkable thing. I'll tell you this story because it's a good story.
Sure.
So, as I say, I quit my day job. I quit freelancing in 2008, and that was
Okay.
just as the economy tanked. So not real good timing. Uh, I did a big fair, like a really professional one, a really nice one in Baltimore that's put on by the American Craft Council.
Okay.
It's a great show. So I did that. Um, and of course, I had to, rent the booth and rent the
Of
pike and
course.
drape to go around and find,
Yeah.
furniture to display
Of
things,
course.
and stay there for, a long weekend in a hotel and rent a van to get there. It was
Oh
just,
yeah.
I was hemorrhaging money. And the first day I made $5. I sold a card,
Oh my gosh.
and I didn't do much better the next 2 days. And so I came back home and licked my wounds, stayed in bed for a week, going,
Wow.
what the hell have I done?
Yeah. That's
And
something.
so then I tried the Lincoln Center Fair, or craft fair, because I thought, well, this is high-end stuff, and
Right.
those
Right.
are people
Right.
with money. When you're next to the $15, walnut bowls, no one wants to buy a $4,000 Cupid doll.
Right.
So,
Right.
people were saying, oh, best in show, but
Yeah.
I made like nothing. And again, I thought, what the hell am I doing? And then I got kind of a junk email from a gallery in Chelsea that I had
How
never
about
heard of.
that?
And they said they were running an experiment over the summer when the art world is basically dead.
Right.
And what they were doing was opening up the gallery for 7 weekends in a row. And anyone could show anything
Oh
they wanted
wow.
on
Huh.
like a 5 foot wide swath of gallery wall. And it was all a first come, first served basis. And I thought, well,
Right.
this way I can say I showed at a Chelsea gallery,
There you go. Right.
and
Right.
what the hell? Went to I went to the first weekend just as a visitor, just to check out the stuff. Some of the work was really good, some of it wasn't, but a lot of it was really good. And I thought, okay, this looks like a good thing to do. So the next weekend, well, the next Friday,
Right.
I packed up my car, um, and told my husband, okay, meet me when I call you tomorrow morning. Meet me in the city with the car, and we'll set up. Great. And I went into the city, and I got to the gallery, and it was like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I
Wow.
said, here I am. Where do I line up?
Right. Right.
They said, we don't open until tomorrow morning for this stuff.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
home.
Huh.
And I said, if I go home, what time would I have to be back?
Right. Right.
They said, I don't know, like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I said, well, okay, but could you guarantee that I'll be first online? And he
Right.
said, well, no.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, then I'm staying. I brought a beach chair, I brought a book, and I said,
You stayed
I'm
overnight?
sleeping on the street. I
Wow.
stayed overnight.
What?
So of
Wow.
course, so I'm on the street, and the gallerist gets online and says the line has started, and people start coming, and they're all kids. They're all like in their 20s,
Right.
30s. They're kids, and they look at me and they think, old lady,
Oh boy.
please, don't even talk to me. They don't even talk to me.
Uh,
Okay, so fine. And the next morning, gallery opens. Of course, I'm first one there.
right.
I wanted to be in the window, because when sunlight hits those beads, you know,
Oh yeah.
it's magic. It's just
Right.
magic.
How about that?
So, you know, I called my husband. He met me in the city. We set up, looked gorgeous. I ended up making about $10,000 that weekend.
Holy smoke.
And
Wow.
yeah, and
That's determination.
it was determination.
Wow.
And also the person who sold, who made the most money over the 7 weeks, and you could show every weekend if you wanted to.
Huh.
I didn't because, but the person who sold the most won a solo show.
Oh, okay.
And so I won the solo show.
Oh, wow.
So, and he ended up representing me for a few years.
How about that?
It was great, but it was totally in the back door. So I still don't know how galleries really work.
Oh, that's just magic, sometimes. Like when I met
Yeah,
one of the guys in the band in a college class.
yeah,
He had a poster. Come in, bring your marimba or percussion instruments to a jam at this place.
yeah.
And hey, I got this marimba. I'll come down. And I just got it like 2 weeks before.
Wow.
I was a drummer. I went down. I clicked with these guys, and then
Yeah.
the ball kept rolling. There was other projects with them, and then the band happened. So
Wow.
it's kind of the same thing.
You know, you never know what's
No,
going to lead to anything else. I mean, when I got, you know, your email about, you know, doing a podcast, it's like,
right.
I've never done a podcast. I've
Hey,
never
there you
even
go.
thought about doing one, but what the hell? You know,
Yeah,
it
why
can't
not?
hurt. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I've never done these before. This has been a roller coaster ride. Everybody has such a great story. All
Yeah.
these people
Yeah.
that I know, and some of the backstories that I didn't even know about, people I've known for years, what they told me and what everybody can hear. So it's been
Isn't that
really
fun?
it is. It's been a
Yeah.
learning experience. I've been really blessed that people have decided to do them, and some pretty big names in music so far
That's
have
great.
decided to do it, which was really even better yet. But yeah, to
Yeah.
break into art is not easy. We knew that Jean-Michel Basquiat, he used to hang out with us
Really?
in New York. Yeah. He had a band,
Yeah.
and, he was, I guess, he got big after that with Andy Warhol, but, we never
That's
would
for
have
sure.
thought. And
Yeah.
I interviewed Al Diaz, who worked with him,
Yeah.
Samo, all that graffiti.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Al's doing good now. He's doing shows now,
That's
taking
great.
advantage of that. So that's something that. So now do you just sell these at shows, or you sell them online too for
You
professional
know,
jobs?
basically, I leave it all up to my galleries.
Okay,
I don't like doing sales, and
I don't blame you.
I only like doing the artwork.
Okay, well
That's
that's
all I
better
really
yet.
want to do. So, you know, I leave it to them, and you know, I'll take the occasional commission job, which is fun.
Okay,
But for the most part, I just do what I want to do. And hopefully other people like it. And so far,
now
so good, you
now
know.
when you do like these shows like the Morris Museum, so people buy these at the show, or they at that
No,
exhibit, they're just
this
showing
is
them.
purely, yeah. So if somebody is interested in buying them, they contact me.
Okay, got it.
And you know, and either I'll lead them to the galleries, or you know, I'll discuss it with them, you know, but for the most part, I don't money. You know,
Yeah. Well,
again,
it's
I'm
good.
just not very good at it.
Oh, I think the good thing would be that you get a permanent spot somewhere in a museum. I think that's the highest reward, I think, to this.
Yeah,
Because then
yeah,
it's there forever or whenever, as long as the museum is there, they're going to see your work or somebody's
yeah,
work and say, wow, this is
yeah.
special.
I'm in a couple of museums now. My biggest piece that I've done, and my most personal piece, is called The Gown Affinity.
No.
And a, um, it's a life-size 3D printed copy of the wedding dress that my mother, her two sisters, and I each wore.
Wow.
And when my mom passed away, I did this as a tribute to her.
Oh, wow.
And if I must say, it's a very beautiful piece. It was just on display for about a month at the Neiman Marcus at Short Hills Mall,
Okay.
but now it's back up in Portland, Maine, at
Okay.
the Museum of Beadwork.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
yeah, and I have things that the Racine Museum, Art Museum in Wisconsin has a really great um, craft collection.
Okay.
So I'm thrilled to be in that.
Yeah.
And yeah, a few different places.
I've done a
Yeah,
couple shows
pretty
myself,
cool.
and the only I think I sold in my whole entire history, I think one painting for $250. That was it. It was a mask. I did these mask um, paintings. They had a mask, and it was kind of alien looking or tribal, and it was at actually a
Yeah,
medical facility, and this lady put on these gallery shows, and this lady
yeah,
saw it and said, "Oh, by the way, I've got a lot of unusual African looking
right.
artifacts in her office." So by luck, she bought it, and that was worth it. But then there's been a couple other shows I did nothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
very hard. I even had prints made. Nobody even
It's
wanted those.
it's so hard. It's so hard. It's yeah, it's crazy.
Well, those craft shows, that's the problem. Me and my wife go to a lot of those, and people just want to buy mostly not expensive stuff there.
Right,
So you,
right.
so you need
Yeah,
to
they're
get
looking for bargains.
like you do to a fine art museum where or gallery where
Yeah,
rich clientele come in and they know the gallery owner, and the gallery owner says, okay, look at Jan's things or look at somebody, and what's
mm-hmm.
the price? And that's probably how
Yeah,
you stay quote unquote liquid in your
absolutely.
business.
And it's I have a few I have a few collectors who have, multiple pieces of mine.
Oh wow.
And that's always nice. I know that the Dwayne Reed Gallery, always shows them my work before they show anyone
Oh
else
wow.
because, often it'll just sell quickly.
Now how many?
I post all my stuff
Yeah, I
on
want to
Instagram.
Instagram. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to know where we can find your art too. I mean,
yeah,
it's on
yeah.
Instagram, or you have your own website that you sell it
I
at.
do. I
Okay.
do. Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Jan Huling Beads,
Okay.
and I have a website, just janhuling.com.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I'm
perfect.
easy to find.
Okay. Now, how many pieces of art are at the Morris Museum? Because I'm going to definitely go to that.
A bunch,
Oh, great.
a bunch. Yeah, it's a nice show. It's called Everything is Alive,
Okay.
um, and it's all critters. It's all like animals or
Okay.
potheads. I like to take like an animal form and lop off the head and replace it with a teapot or something.
Oh,
Those are my
wow.
potheads.
That's
And
funny.
yeah, and it's a nice show. It's a nice show.
Do you do like mix things in like with mirrors or with like faces that you put things on? You do any of that?
Not really. I mean, my things have, you know, they definitely have personality.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
that's great. That's fantastic that you could
I
still
have,
keep. Oh yeah,
let's
let's see
see.
it too.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
great.
I do a lot of Kewpie dolls. I love this shape.
Oh,
There I
okay.
am. And so this is Lil Wayne.
It's like a winged alien there.
he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. I have a thing
Wow.
about Batman,
How about that?
bats and Batman. And then let's see. Come here, buddy.
Oh yeah, let's see if you. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
That's really wild.
yeah,
It's like
he's a pretty guy.
that is unusual.
Yeah, yeah,
That is neat.
yeah, he's a pretty guy.
And what would
Um,
something like that go for if somebody wants to buy something like that? Is that
a Cupid doll goes for, I think it's about 4,600.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what a Cupid goes for these days.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So,
And
my stuff is definitely not cheap, but it's very labor intensive.
I'm
So,
sure it is.
yeah.
But it's great that you have a clientele that would want to spend the money. They know you have a name. That's what it
It,
is.
it's wonderful. During the pandemic, I really started the Everything is Alive series,
Right.
and what it was an installation with a bunch of creatures, pretty big, much
Okay.
bigger than the Cupid dolls, and they all had pot heads,
Oh, okay.
and they all had eyes. Everything had eyes. Even like they're all sitting around a table, and even the table had eyes. Even the tablecloth had eyes. The cup and saucer had eyes. Everything had eyes. And I think that it was just because being so isolated during the lockdown, I kind of needed to make my own friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I started this Everything is Alive collection. So anyway, there are about pieces are in the installation.
So,
Probably about 8 or 10 pieces in the
okay.
installation. And I sent, pictures of it to Dwayne in St. Louis at the gallery. And he wrote back and said, okay, I have a client who wants, this one, and this one. And
Wow.
I said, Dwayne, I want the whole collection to
Right,
go
right,
together. And he
right,
said, no one's going to buy the whole collection together. It's too expensive. People
right,
aren't buying art right now, blah, 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 blah. And he said, you can borrow them back
right.
in a show, someday, but I've got to sell them piecemeal. And I said, okay, fine. I'm not happy, but okay, fine.
Right, right.
About a half an hour later, he writes me and says, well, she's taking it all.
How about that? Wow.
Like, wow.
That is amazing.
It really was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you're so fortunate. You're so, lucky to have you're in the scene now. Everybody knows you and knows
Yeah,
your art, so that's what it takes. But you're
yeah,
persistent. So you really paid your dues, and now everybody wants your art. It's fantastic. Well,
yeah.
that's like what
It's
you know,
really fun.
and I don't know how our band has survived 40 years. People are still listening to our music.
Well, it's great
So,
music.
yeah, it's just who would have
Music, I
thought?
love it.
We never would have thought when we were playing that there'd still be people interested in that music. There's some more rare clips I'm going to put up of us
Oh,
playing live.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
we had two reunions, 2003, and then we played again 2008 to 2011. We had shows, and then that was it. And then we put out a couple compilations, and I'm sure there'll be more compilations coming out. But I continue to do music myself.
That's great.
So, and then the art. I'm on this thing called Fine Art America. Have you aware of that site?
No,
Because you're able to go on for free and put all your art on, but
nice.
no sales. But I don't care. I want it to
You
be out
know,
there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
for me,
You have to do art. If you're going to do art, you have to do it for the love of it.
right,
And if it sells, that's the cherry on top, but it's not, that's not the ice cream. The ice
Right,
cream is doing it
right,
and really loving what you do. And, you know, if I never sell anything, you know what? I'm going to do this anyway because I
right.
love it. It
Yep.
makes me happy and it
Yeah.
makes me, I don't know, it gives me a purpose. It really does.
Well,
I
see,
love life.
I'm a man of like different things. You know, I did art for 10 years, and then I just stopped for some reason, and then
Yeah.
went back to
Yeah.
music, another music project, another, and now this podcast project,
Yeah.
which I never thought I'd ever do.
Yeah.
So, but this has been the most fun because I want to talk to people like yourself, artists,
Yeah.
musicians,
I
and get
think that's really
everybody's
fun.
view
Yeah.
out there and see what everybody's doing. Are you based in New Jersey?
Yeah. I'm in Jersey City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where are
I'm
you?
South Plainfield.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when was it? I guess it came out in 2002.
right.
I wrote a couple children's books,
Oh, okay.
again, kind of out of the blue. I'd never written so much as a letter.
How about
And
that?
yeah, and Simon and Schuster published one, and Peachtree Publishers did the other one.
Hmm.
It was a gas.
Well,
It was really fun.
our bass player
And, you know,
from Liquid, he's a famous illustrator. He wrote a book here, and now it's going to be it's turning into a movie.
I've
So,
seen his
yeah,
artwork. I've seen his artwork. It's
LeBart,
beautiful.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. It's
Great
fantastic.
illustrator, and now he had this book here, and now they turned it into a major movie. So I'm
Wow.
really amazing. Tom Hanks is in it, and this is like a
Really?
real big time movie. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
proud of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. That's
He's done
so
some
cool.
amazing work. So that's what it is. Well, Jan, this has been
My husband's an
fantastic.
illustrator.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. This is really fun.
I'm glad you came on. And then what I'll do is I'll put your websites on. If you have anything else, send me
That's great.
your. I'll send you my email address, and
Oh, that'd be great.
then send me exactly what you want me, what description to put on, so we could find your artwork. And I'll definitely mention the Morris Museum, and I'm definitely going to go.
Oh,
Me and my wife love that place.
oh, that's so nice. That's so
Oh yeah,
nice.
and
They
thank
have
you.
actually, and there are a couple of really good shows up right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
went in the past. We've gone, and it's a great little place.
I
It
wish I'd
really
known
is.
about it when my kid was little because it's so
Yeah,
much fun.
and
Yeah.
the area is beautiful. It's got that whole Revolutionary War feel to it, with all
Yeah.
those old homes and everything. So it's a nice
Yeah.
area.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
okay, Jan, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank
And
you
keep.
so much, Dennis. I really
Oh, no
appreciate
problem.
it. I
No
really do.
problem. Thank you for doing this, and it's been a pleasure. All right, good luck,
Thank
and
you.
we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Okay.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
See ya.